floating object in the backyard. On the evening of September 7, 2025, at exactly 8:56 p.m. Central Time, a resident of Yukon, Oklahoma noticed something unusual in the night sky. They had stepped into their backyard to let their dog out and happened to glance upward. What they saw was a glowing light moving steadily east, roughly at the altitude where airplanes usually fly. At first glance, it seemed like it could have been a normal plane, but there were no blinking red or green navigation lights, which are always visible on commercial or private aircraft at night. The object gave off a solid, bright glow instead of the familiar flashing pattern. The witness quickly checked an online flight radar, expecting to see an aircraft registered in the area, but nothing appeared. There was also no sound. Normally, even at a distance, a jet or small plane produces a hum or rumble, but this object glided in silence.
This thing's flying with no blinking.
The observer wondered if the noise might have been masked by the sound of their own air conditioning unit running nearby. As the light crossed the sky, it appeared to fade. The witness wasn't sure if this dimming was caused by the moonlight interfering, the object moving behind a tree line, or the light source itself weakening and then disappearing. What stood out most was that planes on this same flight path are usually easy to track visually, with their lights staying consistent until they vanish into the horizon. This light behaved differently. Possible explanations include a drone with bright front lights, a satellite reflecting sunlight as it passed over, or even a balloon catching light in a way that made it appear to shine steadily. Still, the lack of flashing lights, the absence of radar confirmation, and the silent, fading quality give the sighting a mysterious edge. For the witness, it was a short but puzzling encounter, one of those moments that leaves you questioning what truly moves through our skies. Catalina Island UFO. On April 15, 1966, Lee Hansen captured what would become one of the most talked about UFO videos in history, shot off Catalina Island, California. The grainy but steady footage shows a dark, disc-like object gliding above the mountains. What makes it so striking is the era it came from. In the mid-1960s, camera tricks were primitive and computer effects didn't exist. This was years before digital editing, which gives the clip a kind of raw authenticity that's hard to dismiss. When you watch the film, the object doesn't behave like a balloon drifting in the wind. It seems solid, controlled, and deliberate in its path. Unlike planes or helicopters, there are no wings, no rotors, and no sound. Its compact, symmetrical shape looks closer to the classic flying saucer image that became popular at the time. For many UFO enthusiasts, this single clip holds the same weight as the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film, a brief, unpolished recording that remains unexplained decades later. Skeptics argue it could have been a distant aircraft or a trick of perspective. A small plane shot against the sky with limited detail can appear saucer-like. Others suggest it might have been a hoax with a model or object tossed into view, but critics admit that for 1966, pulling off such a convincing fake would have been challenging, especially with the limited technology and the length of the sequence. The Catalina footage resurfaced over the years in documentaries, UFO archives, and debates. Each time, the same questions return. Was it just a misidentified object, or genuine evidence of something beyond our understanding? The way it appears suspended above the rugged hills, maintaining a clear and steady flight path, leaves open the possibility that the camera captured something extraordinary. Nearly 60 years later, the Catalina UFO remains a mystery. Whether a man-made craft, a natural illusion, or something not of this earth, Hansen's film continues to spark curiosity. Its simplicity may be what makes it so powerful. No special effects, no drama, just a quiet moment where an unknown object crosses the sky, preserved on film for future generations to puzzle over. In a flash. On the night of September 6, 2025, around 10 p.m., several people in Auckland, New Zealand, reported seeing something very unusual above their suburb. One local captured the event on video after noticing it had happened more than once. Their post in a neighborhood Facebook group quickly drew replies from other residents, who confirmed they had witnessed the same strange lights. According to the descriptions, 3 bright dots appeared in the sky. They seemed either to be shining through the clouds or reflecting off them. What startled people most was how quickly they moved. Instead of drifting like aircraft lights or stars behind passing clouds, the 3 points seemed to travel at a low altitude with impressive speed. The synchronized way they appeared and vanished made the scene even more mysterious. Theories quickly formed. Some thought it could be spotlights or beams from the ground reflecting upward, especially if low clouds created a surface for the light. Others suggested drones flying in formation, which can move fast and appear as glowing dots at night. But for a few residents, the event felt different, like something flying directly through the clouds. Whatever the cause, the Auckland lights left the community buzzing with curiosity. UAP spotted in the United Kingdom. A set of unusual lights was spotted in the night sky over the UK just 2 days ago. The videos, shared by a friend of the witness, show several glowing objects moving in a way that immediately stood out. Toward the end of one recording, you can clearly see a commercial plane flying across the lower right side of the screen. The difference between the aircraft's regular blinking lights and the unusual glow of the other objects makes the scene even more puzzling. What really draws attention is the way the lights appear to move together. Instead of drifting randomly like balloons, they keep near-perfect rhythm, shifting almost as if they are synchronized. This has led many to suggest drones as the most likely explanation, since drone shows are now common in many parts of the world. But others argue that drones usually create clear patterns, while these lights seemed more natural and less staged.
All in a wait. Bro, what?
For now, the sighting remains open to interpretation. They could be drones, distant aircraft seen at odd angles, or even something not yet explained. Whatever the answer, the videos highlight how quickly the ordinary sky can turn mysterious when something doesn't follow the expected rules of flight. UFO close-up footage. In the early hours of May 1, 2006, around 12:10 a.m., a curious video surfaced from Landres, Maileroncourt in France. The first online trace of it appeared in 2008, though the original source link has long since gone dead. Strangely, no local newspapers or regional outlets ever covered the event, leaving the case floating mostly in online communities. Years later, the story took a twist. A recreation of the video was posted online, built in 3D graphics. The creator even admitted that it was a hoax, thanking Sylvain Maher for the modeling work. For many, that was the end of it, another internet illusion. But not everyone was convinced. In 2019, something unexpected happened. A man from the countryside, elderly and soft-spoken, created a YouTube account and uploaded what he said was the real footage of that same night. He wasn't promoting himself, nor chasing views. His channel barely had 50 plays, no comments, and he has since gone inactive. Yet, in his short notes, he insisted he had been there. We were about 10 meters away. Everything was vibrating. To add weight, subtitles were added for clarity, and the audio revealed voices that seemed unmistakably rural, people speaking with no performance or showmanship. Observers remarked that their confusion and nervousness felt authentic. These didn't sound like trained actors staging a hoax. They sounded like startled locals caught in the middle of something they couldn't explain. The authenticity of the witness, combined with his lack of interest in fame, has kept the case alive. Was it a misidentified natural or man-made phenomenon? Or was it genuinely something beyond explanation? The mail-around court footage sits in that gray zone, half dismissed as hoax, half preserved as one of those rare countryside mysteries where ordinary people encounter the extraordinary. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more mysterious videos like this one.